We're going live for Detoxx's Busti-AE Banter. We're going live for Detoxx Busti-AE's Banter Boudoir. Boudoir Banter. Boudoir and Banter. What's the
You
name of
don't
our...
even know the name of this podcast? Wow, Christian.
Boudoir
How long have we
Banter.
been doing this?
With
How long
the
have we
with
been doing
that
this now?
name, with that name, 2 episodes.
We've
We're going
This is our official podcast name since the beginning. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
we're
Christian,
going
you need
live
to.
for Boudoir Banter in 5, 4, 3.
Hi, hi, hi. Welcome back to another episode of Boudoir Banter. I'm Detoxx Busti-AE, and this week I am bringing you to the boudoir.
And my name is Christian Rez, and I'm bringing you the banter.
Oh, oh. You know, I forgot to post, Christian, our little video to ask who is shadier, me or you.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I think
There's no
you would win
competition.
that. No, because you are shady, honey.
I am. I don't like to
Yeah.
be, I like to give myself a specific outlet to be shady. Like, this is the correct outlet to let it out in, Out in the streets, that's when I put on my lady face, you know what I'm saying? That's when I become professional, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's my public face, but this is a private venue over here. So I get to
Okay.
let it out here. It's a safe space.
Work. Go off. Um, but what I did put out was the request to get you to 20 followers. And the results are in. 20 subscribers. You now have 20 subscribers.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you guys.
Yay!
Thank you so much. I'll be putting out an extra special post for you guys. Wah wah.
And are they going to be getting an extra special post next week? Are we foreshadowing? Ooh!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, this coming week. Because today is a Saturday. Okay, so this coming week, we're gonna make a
Okay.
special little post thanking the 20 followers that I have. 20.
Work.
Thank you very much,
Flip it
guys. We
around.
appreciate your we appreciate your patronage. We appreciate your support. And Christian
Mm-hmm.
Rez Entertainment will be bringing you some exciting stuff.
Okay, work. Hey, let's jump into this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes,
We are
let's get into
on
it.
season 18, episode 11, right?
Uh-huh. Episode
And th-
11.
and this is the toast to Alyssa Edwards roast. And I was like,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, girl. You know, when I found out that Alyssa was going to be the special person on this week's episode, I kind of wish she was also the judge.
Mm-hmm. That would have been really nice if she was a judge, actually, because I feel like having been in this competition so many times, she's such a veteran at this game. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
her input would have been really, really great. I mean, she did a little bit of that in Untucked, but not enough.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. But I was really only looking forward to Alyssa in this episode. And honestly,
If we're being quite
the
honest.
rest, if we're being quite honest, the rest of the episode was boring. The parts that featured Alyssa was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
we can get into it,
unfortunately, yeah. But we're gonna get right into the roast and the runway. But before we do, did you notice what is back this week?
It's our favorite segment, Rule Rules! Rule Rules! We had a
Last
graphic up
week,
here. Rule Rules!
last week I completely gave up on Rule Rules because I was like, oh, they're never gonna bring it back. I was like, just what, fuck it. And then this week I was like, RuPaul, what did you do? And this week
Right.
rule is number 87, and it says throwing shade takes a little bit of creativity, and being a bitch takes none. And I think they were talking about Nini Coco. um,
Yes, they were talking
because
about twinks with evilness in their heart.
oh my god, are you saying Nini Coco has evilness in her heart?
I'm saying Nini Coco embodies a type of evil twink that has evilness in their heart.
So she's like an evil twin villain.
Maybe Nini Coco is her evil twin, is her boy self's evil twin. You know what I mean?
Mm, I can see
That's
that.
what I think. She
Um,
uses Nini Coco to like let out all the like things that are like pent up inside her. Yeah.
hmm yeah.
Hmm.
So we see RuPaul walk into the room and she announces the mini challenge, which I know I said I wasn't going to get into this, but I think I got to talk about this. RuPaul, like, just tell us Scentbird is one of your sponsors and you got to promote the shit out of them because this mini challenge
Mm.
was caca to the caca to the caca to the kitty cat caca.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of this
Yeah,
Scentbird thing. It looked that little AI iPad thing looked weird. It was on the screen for way too long. It was on the screen for
yeah.
way too long. Producers of Drag Race, it was on the screen for way too long. It was crazy. This is not it. This is not, it's not giving.
Yeah, the only part I liked in those little fragrant things was the little bits with RuPaul in like the fat suit, and I was like, oh, oh. Talking about RuPaul in a fat suit, do you remember who was the first person on TV to do a fat suit in that type of aspect?
Tyra Banks.
Okay, I told you, and I told you,
Yeah, I
RuPaul
mean, we've talked
copied
about this many
top model to
times.
the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was like okay, and you know the other thing about this too is I remember in past seasons they did like a fragrance challenge where it was like a branding challenge. Like if they did something like
Yeah.
that again, I would have like totally been like, okay, use Scentbird, New York's NYC or whatever they call, do like a branding challenge. But this was just a waste of time. But anyways, we saw that the winner is Mikey Meeks. I think this is probably like her third, or I don't know if it's her second or third mini challenge win. So
I'm not sure. I want to say yeah. It's one of those numbers. I haven't
hmm
really been keeping track, but yeah, it's about that many.
yeah. So after they talked about challenges, talked about winner, we see RuPaul tells the girls that this week we will be toasting and roasting the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Global All Star, Miss Alyssa Edwards. And when RuPaul said that part, even though I knew this was coming, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a good episode because Alyssa is here back on our TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. And I was just like living for it. Um, And right off the back, when RuPaul said that there was gonna be a roasting challenge, who did you think right away was gonna do good, and who did you think was gonna do bad?
Right away, I thought Jane was gonna do good and Juicy would do bad.
Same.
Yeah, because it's
I
writing and comedy.
mm-hmm. That's for me too. I was just like, okay, okay, Jane, we know you are good at this comedy. I also thought Mikey was gonna do really good as well.
Yes.
Because as we
Yeah.
know, she's a theater person. She's funny.
Right.
She has it all.
She is funny.
So yeah, so I thought right away she was gonna do good, and I was like, okay, Juicy, this was your time to go home because we can't do this again. You can't be in
Yeah.
another challenge where you can't tell jokes, you can't do anything, and I was just like, okay,
I'm telling you, this goes further into my theory that they're keeping Juicy for the top four so that she could do some little sickening dance routine, but then they're gonna eliminate her. They're not gonna let her win, but they're just gonna keep her for the
hmm
viewership to make her do a little lip sync for the end.
but so I
But she
think you're
won't win the lip
correct.
sync.
I think you're correct, but you're a little bit off. So I don't think they're keeping her for the top four. I think they're keeping her to the point or to the week before the Lollapalooza. Because what's going
Mm-hmm.
to happen is if they do the Lollapalooza, which I think rumors are they're going to do it,
Ah.
they're gonna want her to go home so they could be like, oh, the eliminated queens are back, and because we all know that she's the best dancer, they're gonna bring her back so that she could go against Mia, and she could possibly either Mia or her get sent one another home, and that's what's gonna be like the big.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yes.
let's jump on over to the runway.
Yes,
Um,
let's.
we see Miss RuPaul walking down, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, first of all, I was like, okay, RuPaul, your walk is back. You know, last week we talking about her hip surgery and her knee surgery was a success, and she healed from it. But this outfit was straight up a mess. It was bad. Like I
I was
wanted to
not
love it
feeling it.
so much. Yeah, and I feel like she was trying to do, or whoever designed it was trying to do like a Marie Antoinette thing, but it didn't make it look long enough. They just had those side bustle things, and I was just like, RuPaul, this is
Yeah.
not it. And before you say anything, like I was so mad because when I watched last week's episode of UK versus the World, RuPaul was looking stunning. The outfit, the hair, the makeup, and this week I'm and on the US season, I was just like, girl, what happened?
I don't know. It feels like they not giving it to the American girlies no more. They're like saving the juice and the good outfits and the good challenges it feels like they're saving it for the international shows.
Mm-hmm.
They're not giving the US audiences and the US girlies what they used to give no more.
Mm-mm. They
I
spent
don't know
up
what
all that
that's
money in
about.
that budget. Yeah, they spent up all that money in that budget on UK versus the World for all those runways, and they were like, "Girl, these were the leftovers. Here you go."
Yeah. I
Um.
will say the wig is cute. I love the way the wig is styled. I love the flower in the wig.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it from like the waist up actually. I just don't like the way that like you said the bustle. That's what it's called, the bustle?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it's
Yeah.
called. Yeah,
Mm.
it sounds right.
Put it in the comments. If that's not what it's called, put it in the comments. But yeah,
um.
I don't like that part.
Yeah. So next up we have Michelle. She looks cute. She loves a cheetah
Yeah.
print. And I like that this wasn't just like a straight dress. It was like, a little flowy. She like she's ready for spring. I was like, okay, you're cute.
Yeah. Michelle's giving a little bit more natural fish these days. I mean, obviously she's still caked and she's got wigs and pieces in, but I think the glamour she's giving is more like neutral these days, and I love it. I love it for her.
Mm-hmm. Work. And next up we have Ross, Bossy Rossi, who looks like
Hmm.
a gay gym teacher. He looks like a gay gym teacher. That's it. A gay gym teacher. What do you think of Ross?
Yeah, gay gym teacher going to a disco with those silver shoes. He looked like he's going to like a gay white men's baby shower
Damn.
in Hell's Kitchen
He
Street.
probably has, and he probably went to several of them. Um, all right. So next up on the runway, next up we have the special judge, Atsuko Okatsuka.
Atsuko Okatsuka.
Yeah, you know what? I'm Jamaican, so I cannot pronounce those words.
I'll
I'm
introduce her.
sorry.
How about that?
Yes. Yeah, you say it, Christian. Go ahead. Ugh.
And lastly, we have our special comedian guest judge, Atsuko Okatsuka,
Good
looking very
job.
cute. And thank you very much. She's looking very cute in these high shoulder pads and this big waffle skirt,
Mm-hmm.
looking like a breakfast platter at Denny's.
um, work. I don't know. I kind of like the look, but also I felt like it was trying to give like a high fashion moment, like for it's something that you could find on somebody's runway, but it's not really made to be worn in public.
Yeah.
But she
No
had a little
shade. It's
style.
giving very Asian. It's giving like that Asian style.
Oh, giving her
That's not
Asian. That sounds
shade.
a little. That sounds a
That's not
little
shade.
racist.
That's not
It
shade.
sounds a
She's
little
giving Japanese street
racist.
style. Like
But anyways, yeah, I thought the look, Asuko, I thought it was a safe look. It
Atsuko.
was cute. Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
cute. Next
Yeah.
up,
Same.
yeah, next up, we see Alyssa Edwards walking down that runway, and
Yes,
girl, when she
mama.
came out, I was like, yeah, she was looking grand. She was looking expensive. She was looking rich. And I was like, Loki, this is what I think I look like every time I walk out of my house in drag.
That is what you look like, baby.
Thank you.
Every time I see you up in drags, I look at you like we look at Alyssa Edwards and I say, wow, that's my queen.
All right, so this week's runway it's swept away. So I'm guessing an outfit that blows in the wind. And
Mm-hmm.
first up, we have Miss Discord Adams, which I'm gonna say, I actually love this look and I love the flame. I love that she had like a motorcycle. Like I got the vibe. And I automatically
Mm-hmm.
got what's that movie called? What's that the motorcycle one?
Ghost Rider?
Daredevil, it's not Daredevil, Ghost Rider. So I immediately got the reference.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish that the things flowed a little bit better, but overall, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a boosty yay. And also, I think she did fine in the roles. Like, yeah, she has some jokes in there. I think she could have did a little bit better, and also get her humor. That's why I think I thought some of her jokes were really funny. But overall,
Mm-hmm.
this girl gets a boosty yay for me. What about you?
Yeah, she gets a Busti-AE for me as well. I also love the reference. I love like the motorcycle on her. I thought it was great. Yeah, I wished also I wished too that the flames were longer. It
Mm-hmm.
felt just a tiny bit short. But
Yeah.
that's the only critique I have for her. I thought it was good, and yeah, I thought her roast was okay. She wasn't the worst one, that's for sure, but it was okay. Yeah.
Um. Next up, we have Miss Jane Don't. What did you think?
I thought Jane Don't was very strong this week. Um I think her runway look is very like conceptual. Um it is like a lot going on. I It didn't blow in the wind. Honestly, like if we're judging all the girls by if they followed the prompt and their things blew in the wind, hers was the only one that did not.
Mm-hmm.
It was too heavy. But the outfit is well crafted and put together. Like clearly the girls know how to put these outfits together. Um, and I still think she looked pretty on the runway. So she still gets a Bustier. Um,
Yeah.
and her, I think she did the best in the challenge.
Okay. Yeah, I I just, like you said, I wish the fringe blew a little bit better. It looks really heavy on the runway. Like I feel like it just looks like chains that was holding her down. Yes, did it blow? It did. Was it shiny? Was it sparkly? Did it look like she spent a lot of money of
Mm,
it? Yes. So I thought it was fine. I'm gonna give it a boosty, yeah. Like I'm struggling to give it a boosty yeah, because I know it's still pretty, but I just didn't feel it for the challenge. And then also in
yeah.
the roast, you know, she had some good jokes, and I could see what she was trying to do, but I feel like some of them were just I don't know. I wasn't living for some of them. Like the one comment, the one joke she did where she was like, "Oh, um, they call Ross that faggot on Drew Barrymore's show," and I didn't think that was funny at all. Like I don't know. I
Yeah,
just wasn't
I
feeling
think,
it.
yeah, I agree. Quite honestly, I didn't really find any of these girls hilarious. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
laughing that much at any of them. And the editing just put it together, you know? The editing put the laughs in with for the girls that they wanted to do good in the challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave the girls that were in the bottom no laugh tracks in the editing. And that's really what it came down to, because if any of these girls were at a live roast or in a comedy club, I wouldn't be laughing at these jokes. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just not doing it for me. Yeah. Okay. Mm. All right. So next up, we have Ms. Juicy Love Zion, and she is wearing her JoJo Siwa hair. Did you clock that? Did you clock it? Um,
Clock
and I
it.
was watching her. I was watching her walk down the runway, and when she had the sheet look, I was like, this reminded me of a runway from like a fashion show because I've seen the reference, but also I think a couple of weeks ago on UK versus the World, Mariah Paris Balenciaga, who's on that show, she actually had a very similar concept with a sheet cutout and it looked like a bed
Mm,
sheet. And I was just like, oh, this is what happens when you literally look at a runway and you're like, I want to create that look. And we all know Juicy's been getting inspired from runways. And I was like, okay.
yeah.
So yeah, it was a boosty math for me. And I have to say, in the rows, she crashed and she burned. And I was like, girl, I feel like you need to go home this episode. Like, hands down, you need to be the one that goes home this episode.
I agree. I also thought it was Juicy's time to go this week. On the runway, I think Juicy is looking very fabulous in this massive shower cap. Um, it's giving shower cap for a giant. She is in the JoJo Siwa wig. Um, that wig is giving very Hunger Games. It's giving very slick back Ellen DeGeneres in the Hunger Games. The dress is beautiful. I don't have anything bad to say ever about Juicy's outfits. Like everything she puts on her body is flawless.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the fitted bedsheet, massive shower cap thing is just like not doing it for me. It's totally taking me out of the fantasy of like the glamour that she's giving. The shower cap is taking me out of it. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I think that yeah, she didn't do a good job in the. I'm sorry, it's like it's getting down to the wire where it's like who can stand alone? Who can hold up their own? And I don't see Juicy as one of those girls. I think she's beautiful. I think she's an amazing performer. Um, but she's not a standalone star to me. I give her a
Yeah,
Bustine.
boosty. Okay, work.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Juicy.
Hmm. And this is you're tied into like you're giving a boosty name for like all of it, the runway and the roast, or just the roast?
I mean, definitely for
Because
all of it.
it seemed like you love
Definitely
her
for the
outfit.
roast.
Because you
I do
definitely it
love
seemed like
her
you love her
outfit,
outfit.
but that fitted bench, everybody else, their thing that's blowing in the wind is giving like more thought being put into it. And hers is the only one that I'm like, did you take that from the hotel, Juicy?
Mm. But
Yeah.
see, this is one thing where I disagree with you though. I think there was thought that went into it because it's a direct reference from a fashion show.
Well,
So, but
that
that's it. That's
fashion
my two
show.
cents.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
told y'all. We told y'all Christian is the more shady one.
Well, whatever runway that came from, whatever fashion show that came from, Mugler, Balenciaga, I don't know where, they got that idea from a hotel bed sheet. That's what I'm telling you, the audience. We
Okay, I
know
mean,
this. That happens all the time. These designers, they pull inspiration from trash. And then they're like, it's fashion. Pay $700 for this trash inspiration.
and speaking about trash, next up
And
is
speaking of
Darlene.
trash, next up on the runway, trash.
And
The
literally,
artist formerly
that
known as
used to be her
Trash.
name. Yes. Um, Next up, we have Darlene. I love this look of her on a
Yes.
runway. And like, it wasn't like the most elevated, it wasn't the most like creative, but I think what was really good about it was she gave a character and she really played up that character on stage. And like, I think this is how we've been seeing her personality really shine. And
Hmm.
then the funny thing about her, so I gave it a Busti-AE. And the funny thing about her
Yeah.
during the rose is like it wasn't that she was funny or actually telling jokes. I think it was all the
Mm-mm.
stupid things that she was doing. And as we all know, RuPaul loves that like quirky ridiculousness. And I was like, you know what? This is what RuPaul is actually loving. Like it's not about the
Hmm.
rose. It's about can you make RuPaul laugh, kiki kiki ka ka ka, and she accomplished that. And I also love when she pointed at her heels and she was like, Michelle, you don't like these? Baby girl, look at them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
What did you
Yeah, I
think?
agree with you. I totally agree with you. Her jokes were not that funny, but she is at this stage in the game, she's fully leaning on her personality. She's like, okay, the judges understand what my style is. They understand my point of view. I'm just gonna lean on this personality for everything and see how far that gets me.
Uh-huh.
Like I think that is what her strategy is right now because she's got the package together now, so she just has to be herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she gets a Busti-A for me. I think she looks fantastic and she's leaning into herself. She's being herself. She looks comfortable. So yeah, she gets a
Okay,
Busti-A.
work. Go off. Go off, Darlene.
Mm-hmm.
Next up we have Miss Nini Coco. It's gonna
Do
be
we
very
have
short
Nini
for me.
Coco?
Yeah, I was bored. I felt like she should have been in the bottom. I did not like her jokes. I was not a fan of her outfit. I get that she was trying to do something different, but I just didn't like it. And that one little
Mm-hmm.
white privilege joke that she told, and I was like, Nini, I feel like you know, you have white privilege and you use it to your advantage.
Yeah. That was the only
And
funny joke, honestly. That was the only like real joke she told.
yeah, so it's a boosty nay for me. Boosty nay.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Honestly, like she could go home too.
Yeah, and
Sorry. She could go home at this point.
you know, so I think one of our fellow podcasters, no ma'am, they talked about how they're noticing that the girls were talking about how Nini has like this weird personality. Like Nini is she doesn't know how to read the room and she's always making like these jokes. But they said we haven't noticed it that much, right? And remember, I talked about this a couple episodes where we're not noticing it either. And I feel like the producers are cutting it down and are cutting it out, which makes me speculate they're purposely trying to edit Nini in a way where she looks good to be in the top two or in like the finale and
Hmm.
to even potentially
Yeah,
win.
she'll make it.
And yeah, but I see the edit here because the girls were saying something else, and we're like, where is this more Nini cutthroat where we see some of it, but we don't see as much. And I feel like there's more, there's a lot more that they're editing out to not tell a story because they're trying to paint her in a good way, which I'm like, I don't like that.
Right. I'm telling you, Nini's got the twink
Yeah.
anger in her. She
Yeah.
does. I see it.
Hmm.
That's why I feel like she could go
But
home. Honestly, like I'm not seeing anything new. I'm bored.
yeah. But anyways, we're moving on to Miss Kenya, please, huh? What I'm gonna say is I love her hair, I
Yes,
love
we
her
can.
makeup, um, I love the idea of her outfit. I just wish it was a little bit more elevated. And you know, she had the same issue that
Yeah.
Discord had. I think that fabric that they used on the like French things, it was a little bit too heavy, so therefore it didn't blow like it would have been intended to, right? I think it was just yeah. And then on the Rose, I think she had a really big personality. Like I really enjoyed her personality. Yes, some of the jokes didn't land, but I thought they were funny, and I just think they edited it weird. The one what I thought was really funny, which I'm surprised I didn't laugh at, was when she said Rigga, like she was saying Alyssa, you know, Alyssa Edwards say Rigga Morris, and she was like Rigga, is like Ru, what did they call me? Normally RuPaul would laugh at that because that's
Hmm.
funny. But it's just weird that they didn't. And I was just like, oh, so you're trying to not
Yeah,
now
that
you're
was
trying
an
to paint the
edit.
narrative of who you want to send home. Hmm. But she gets a boosty name for me though. I'm sorry. What do you think?
Yeah, although like I think Kenya also did okay in the roast. Like just like Discord. Like I felt like Discord did okay. She didn't bomb. I also don't think that Kenya bombed. I don't support
Hmm.
Kenya being in the bottom or anything like but this runway look, I liked the idea of it. You know, she's giving purple, I'm giving purple today. Um I wanted her wings to be bigger though because it felt
Hmm.
like it wasn't like her arms were longer than the wings themselves. And I wanted that
Hmm.
proportion of the wings to be bigger. That would have elevated it a little bit more, actually. Um, and yeah, I wish there was like more layers to her like
Hmm.
wings. But It wasn't terrible. I'm sorry, it will get a Busti-AE if we're taking everything into
Yeah,
account.
yeah,
But I do live for Miss Kenya.
yeah. I live in Miss Kenya too. Last on the runway we have Mikey. What?
Nothing. We're
What?
just like, oh, I do live for
Yeah, I'm like.
Kenya.
Next on the runway we have Miss Mikey Meeks, and I was like, you know what? I liked it. I liked the fabric, and she was very smart. Like she used a very thin, what was it, chiffon, where it just blew in the wind, right? And she didn't do too much with the outfit either. Like I really enjoyed it. And then as far as the roast, I actually think she had the best joke. When she did a little impersonation of Drew Barrymore, and she was smart for doing that because she was
Hmm.
like, "The judges ate that up, and I'm good at it. Let me
Right.
do it again." Um, and she did really good. So I give her a boosty, yes, which is a boosty, yeah.
She also gets a boost of yas from me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought, she was the one that did everything right for me this week.
Yeah.
And if Mikey doesn't win the season, I'm not watching Drag Race no more. She gets a boosty yes for me as well.
Okay, work. Um. So, who was your favorite look on the runway?
My favorite look on the runway, I think, has to be. Hmm.
And you could pick two this time.
I liked Discord and Darlene's looks the best, honestly.
Okay. And who's your least favorite?
Um, Probably Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um, so
unfortunately.
my top so my top two runways were definitely Discord and Mikey. Even though Discord's look didn't flow as well, I still like the idea of the bike, and I got
Yeah.
it. Like when you're riding in a bike, you're literally like flowing in the wind. So I live for
Yeah.
that. And my least favorite look on the runway was Miss Nini Coco. I hated it. Hated
Yeah.
it. Um, yeah. So we see that the winner of this week's episode is Miss Darlene. What do you think? Did you think she deserved the win?
Um, Honestly, no, I do not. I think Mikey deserved the win.
I agree.
Good for Darlene for finally getting a win, finally putting a point on the board. But I don't think, like, she didn't roast Alyssa. She didn't deliver jokes,
Mhm.
and the jokes were not funny. Darlene was a
Mhm.
funny clown performing on stage. That is
Mhm.
true. But her jokes, what she
Yep.
wrote, what she supplied for the challenge was not funny. So I don't see her win as legitimate. Mikey
Yeah.
was the winner.
I agree. Mikey delivered. She delivered an excellent roast. And if when they go on the comedies roast tour, Mikey Meek needs to be on it because she did really good. So I also thought the winner should have been Mikey, but I'm not upset that it was Darlene. Like I understood why, right? Like she made RuPaul laugh,
Yeah.
cackle, and hee hee ha ha hee hoo hoo. And RuPaul loves that, so I get it. We see that the bottom two is Kenya and Juicy. I really think Nene should have been in the bottom as well. Yeah, she was in the bottom three, but I think it should have been Juicy and Nene Coco. I That's who I think it should have been, right?
Yeah,
Because
it should have.
mm-hmm. And once I started hearing that song, um, I was like, oh my god, Kenya, do you know the words? But it looks like Kenya did know her words,
She did.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But at the same time, I thought she was defeated already going in. And I was also worried for Juicy because I was like, Juicy, you're not going to be able to dance your way out of this one. Juicy gagged us. Like, Juicy was, and this is what I've been waiting for from
I was
Juicy.
very
Like,
surprised
she
actually.
really, yeah, she really embodied the song. And even though we hated her little bed sheet, that bed sheet was slaying for that
She
song.
used the fuck out of that bed sheet. She did.
Yeah. And I was just like, this was perfect. Like her lines, everything. And I was like, you know what? Good job, Juicy. Good
She was giving
job.
emotion. That was like the first time I ever saw Juicy like giving some sort of raw emotion.
Yes.
I was like, oh,
Yes. I
okay.
was like, where
So
has
she
this
can do
been?
things. Yeah, I'm like, so why don't you use that? Like, I don't understand. So you have to be like feeling defeated for something to come out. Like, come on, girl, let's get it together. You need to find that
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Right. Like she just brought that passion back. And I was like, Juicy, you deserve to stay. I get it. So we see that Kenya goes home, and Kenya, you look like you gave up in it, and I know you probably were really sad, so you were probably just in your head, but you did great on the season, and I'm impressed.
Yes,
So
Kenya, you
kudos
were
to Kenya.
incredible.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um.
Kenya was truly an incredible competitor this season. She was one of the
Mhm.
easiest, one of the biggest and best characters in the season.
Well, so we do this every episode, Christian. Who do you think is winning RuPaul's Drag Race season 18?
Juicy Love Dion. No, it's gonna be Mikey. That's it. Mikey. If it's not Mikey, I'm gonna be mad.
But I am gonna say I'm gonna stick to just like how you sticking to Mikey. I'm gonna stick to Darlene for now. I'm gonna stick to
She's
Darlene
also
as the
proving,
winner.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There's
Because
a
she's
big
coming
argument
through.
for her too.
Yeah. So next week we see that it is gonna be a makeover challenge
Mhm.
where the queens will be making over I believe like queer athletes or queer like cowboys or something.
Yeah,
But
some
I'm
hairy
pretty excited
bears.
for that. And Christian, before we go, tell the people how they can find
You
you.
can find me on Instagram and TikTok at the Christian Rez. You can also find me on YouTube at Christian Rez. Yeah. And we're getting those followers up. So thank you for your support, everyone. Ting
Right, you are at 20 subscribers.
ting.
Woo! And you can find me on most of all the social platforms at Detoxx Busti-AE. That's DETOXX_AE. And the underscore is sometimes there, sometimes it's not. And make sure you guys like and subscribe this video. We do this because we give a lot of banter in our boudoir already. So why
Mm-hmm.
not share it? And we want to interact with y'all. We want to hear what you guys think. So make sure you leave a comment, you like, you subscribe, you share, and join us on the conversation. So until next time, we'll see you. Can 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 can. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.